I guess I just forgot to record an intro, so I'll record it right now. This is Artifact Stereotypes. Just know, not all stereotypes apply to all people who use artifacts. Just about 99% of them. That's why the stereotype exists. Alright, let's get into the video. You know the deal. Discord in the comments section below, and Twitch. Follow me on everything. Join my Discord, it's fun. Tryhard D-Slayer main. If they're a D-Slayer, which there's a 70% chance that they are, they're a Navarran, 100% with emulated Light Piercer. If they're a Deep Knight, they're probably the average Deep Knight Morvid main. Deep Knight players are probably found this on their own, while D-Slayers 90% of the time were just on Discord at the right time and their friend found an FF or a mysterious artifact. There are the very select few who have enough brain damage to think FF Bard is a good build. It's not a good build. Stop making Fairfrozen Bards and Spies. And trust me, they exist. I have seen them. I guess it's just the same stereotype as Metal Scroom, seeing as how this is what you need to get the race. If you haven't seen Race Stereotypes video, I'll recap what I said here, because if I don't, I'll get some angry comments about it, even though it's already been covered twice in 2 different videos, but whatever. Shinobi, Faceless, or Sigil are the most common classes for this race. It's the overshadowed failure Gaian wannabe, and it's actually really sad. The only thing the race has over Gaian is 25% extra damage, which not only isn't as much as most people think, but it's also completely unnecessary for 2/3 of the classes I just mentioned that play this race. I guess a Zale Spy or Snapgate Con Spy. You could also be a Zale Cons, which is retarded, but people do it because if they're one life, they refuse to play outside of private servers, because they're bad. People literally only go Spy with this because Howler interrogations are funny, and you can Gate Snail run into Howlers, and there's pretty much nothing anyone you're fighting can do. So if they're using a Howler friend and they're a Spy with Gate, don't even bother chasing them through. And you should know this by now, but don't go through gates without mana shield or preferably flock, because why would you ever go through a gate without your shield up? That's asking to get knocked out of Deep Forest. There's a 99% chance this is on a Fresh Year Illusionist if it's popped, because people just don't want to waste their poor artifact slots when they could just use an alt. Some people specifically have NightStone alts to glitch day, so they don't have to fight Evant players with 6 times regen or whatever. If they're using NightStone enchant, they're probably going to shit on you. They're either like Mardini, whose YouTube link I'll leave in the description, and they'll fuck you up in a 1v1, or they macro. Anyone with NightStone enchant knows that it's objectively the worst enchant in the game. It's actually useless. But they know that they don't need an enchant to win. All they need is skill or to press F5 as fast as possible. By the way, if you don't know why NightStone is the worst enchant, it's because it makes your screen black during stuns and mini stuns. But that means that the only time when your screen is black is when you can't do anything anyway. So it's literally got 0 benefit to being an artifact with an enchant. They're anything other than a spear class, and that's for sure. Because if you see a spear user with Lannis, they're retarded and you shouldn't expect anything from them, because they're 100% awful. There's like a 60% chance they're a BMer, and if your friend just happens to, out of nowhere, have a stacked ass build with Lannis, you know how he got it. I see the most Faceless and Shinobi players with this, but I think that's just because they're the most common classes in Gaia, and most of them have artifacts anyway. So usually Lannis users are either really bad, because they don't gank and they only loot Castle Rock, or they BM. Or there's like a 5% chance that they're actually about to destroy you, and you're gonna end up in some YouTube compilation. Same as Metal Scroom, but I guess I'll recap it anyway. You're genuinely brain dead if you aren't going Construct. Cameo is so bad, and I'm not even joking. I literally had some friends that would dupe White King's amulets in 2019 just to reroll their race until they got what they wanted. And they were members of a very notable house that I don't think I'll mention, but I would be lying if I said I hadn't done this at least twice. But as the cool kids would say, freed is in and free fish are in. Not technically an artifact, but I already know I'm going to get some comments if I don't mention it. One of 2 people, Tryhard Fisher and Snapsnarf Soul Snap Gelly Sigil main. They're usually not as good as you would think, and they're hard carried by their build. If they're not Fisherin or Dazin, they're actually really good at Solans. Most of the non-Fisherin players, similarly to the average Sigil main, are usually pretty chill. This could literally be anybody because the spell gate doesn't take up an artifact slot. Since it doesn't take an artifact slot once you've gotten the spell, it's absolutely a tryhard, insert class here, main. They're bad because they BM'd it, and they're good because they found it. The last person I fought with Gate was probably the worst D-Slayer I had ever seen. Snapgate, Ruby Enchant, Mithril Spear, and his Roblox username was Disloyal Viper. If you see him, grip him for me, because I got him down to one-shot levels, and he decided to run to a Healer Edict Freshie so his ass could get pocket healed like a bitch. And yes, I'm mad that I lost, because he would have popped res before he even got the chance to hit me once if it weren't for the Healer Edict Freshie. After the nerf, this has equivalent armor health stats to all light armor. This means that it has the same 139 health without helmets, 169 with Sigil Helm, that Shinobi, Faceless, Spy, Oni, and D-Sage have. Because of this, I've been seeing a new wave of light classes other than D-Sage using them. Not like this has been viable on D-Sage in over a year since they made Lightning Drop not damage scale with height, but whatever. But it's nice that this is viable on more than one class now, especially because Shinobi was made with this artifact in mind. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, but wait, Raycon! What about PDs and Ice Essences? Yeah, Archmage confirmed those aren't artifacts, and they're just in their own tier called Mythical Trinkets along with Diamonds. Anyway, as I was saying, K-Artifact Stereotypes soon. Am I milking this series? Well, I'll keep doing it until each of these videos stops making me like $70 each. But also, these are really fun to make, and I know you guys love these because every time I make one, I get 20 DMs saying, when's the next Stereotypes video? So just make sure that you're in the 10% of people who are subscribed, and make that red button gray, because red is sus.